Welcome to another Sunset Talks. I am so excited to drop the first video of February. Y'all, we are in February 2024, and your girl is going to keep the consistency going all February long. Thank you and welcome to my new subscribers. I see some new family members that have joined the More Motivation family. Welcome to the family. I'm so glad that you subscribed, and I just can't wait to drop the word that I have for you guys today, that God has given me for you. And it's something that I have dealt with more than once, and it's something that I know so many people across the world are dealing with or have dealt with. But I want to really bring the positivity around what this topic means and how it makes you better. So, in today's video, we are going to be talking about overcoming friendship heartbreak. I know. You're like, look, sis, I was not really trying to talk about this. Like, I'm in a good mood right now. Why would you bring this up? But I think we need to talk about it. On your healing journey, you are going to have to understand and know how to overcome friendship heartbreak. Now, anything that we overcome, we have no power to overcome it on our own. We need the help of Jesus Christ to carry us through and get us through any sort of heartbreak that we experience in this life. So let me just start out with my own experience, for as much as I want to share, and just have a transparent moment with you guys. But I've experienced so much friendship heartbreak, whether I may have started it and didn't realize, and then it later ended with my heart being broken from the absence of that person no longer in my life, or it could just be being blindsided, or just not expecting the friendship to just completely go south. I have lost very long-term friends that still to this day I have question marks on why we're not friends. And I have constantly wrestled with God on, like, why is this, who I thought was a for lifer, why is this person not in my life no more? Like, I love this person. You know, I saw myself being this person being at my wedding. I saw this person being a part of my future children's lives. Like, what happened, God? Like, you know, and if it's something that was truly caused by me, like, help me understand what did I do, because I truly am blindsided by this. And I've truly asked God so many questions. I have dealt with the bitterness of it. I've dealt with just not understanding in your 30s, why does it hurt so bad when you lose a friend? And it's something that I didn't anticipate going through my 20s as well as my 30s. But I'm telling you, when you understand the gift of why God removes certain people out of your life, you will have more peace about it. Now, the peace does not mean that you are going to look at them and say you're better than them. Oh, they missed out. Oh my gosh, they're horrible people. No, that's not where the peace comes in at. The peace comes in knowing, God, this specific person served their God-given purpose or season in my life, and they were needed and necessary to get me to the next stage of where you're trying to take me. It's the same thing with a romantic relationship. We have to truly understand that some friends are not for a lifetime, and it doesn't mean that you're better than them or they're better than you. It just means that God ordained them to have a specific season in your life to catapult you and to bring character out of you and bring wisdom out of you and bring discretion out of you in order to get you to the bridge of where you're trying to go. A lot of times, if they do not leave your life, you will not be in a position to receive the inheritance and the promises of God. And once God made me understand that, I stopped having so much bitterness about it. It doesn't mean as a human it still doesn't hurt, because I'll still have moments where I'll shed a tear, and I'll even allow myself to grieve past friendships that still hurt me now to this day. But what I will say is, regardless of the temporary grieving moments that I have, I still have peace. I still have joy knowing that not only did this person serve a season in my life, that I'm better because they were in my life. And I know this is a really mature conclusion to come to when you are an adult. And let's say it's even a betrayal. Let's say the friendship is no longer in your life because they betrayed you. They did you wrong. You know, they messed with your man, or they messed with your girl, or, you know, they lied on you, or, you know, it could be something that seems unforgivable. But I'm telling you, who you become on the other side of their departure only makes you better. Now, when you overcome certain friendship heartbreaks, God will show you what friendship breakups can be repaired in a right season, or he can show you that certain friendships, there's no way that person is coming back in your life based off of where he's taking you. There's no way that that can be resolved, because you probably want to resolve it, they probably want to resolve it, but God will almost allow it to be where there's no way y'all can resolve it. There's no way y'all can relate in the season that he has you in, because it's not his will. When you ask God to let his will reign over your life, you got to understand that that's going to come with sacrificing people that you probably want to be friends with to this day. It's going to come with the sacrifice of saying, man, like, that person had a great vibe, we had amazing memories, but I can tell that based off of God's will for my life, I can tell that person is not going to return to my life. I can just tell based off of what God is doing and where God is taking me, like, unless he shows me something different in the future, that person just can't go where I'm going. Again, it does not mean that you're better than them. It doesn't mean that they're better than you. It just doesn't mean that you guys serve a purpose for the seasons that you're headed to and the destiny that God has over each of you and that other person's life. So when we talk about the betrayal piece, because this is a tough part to really understand how to overcome this. Like, you don't understand, Kendra. They broke my heart. They did the unforgivable. They lied on my name. You know, they said something super horrible that I didn't even know that they felt about me. Like, I've gone through that as well. And when I tell you, in the midst of it, allow yourself to be human. Okay, like, God, yes, God is going to give you revelations. He's going to give you peace and healing as time goes on, but it's okay to be human and have a moment to say, I'm pissed off. Like, that was messed up what they did. It's okay to have a human reaction. The forgiveness will come, but it's okay to have a human reaction. But after you've had your human reaction, after you got all of the venting out about how your human side feels, then you got to let God take over and show you, why did this have to happen? Why in the world does somebody like me, who's been good to this person, have to actually experience such a betrayal with somebody that I genuinely never imagined leaving my life? I never imagined them doing what they did. Like, how in the world am I supposed to overcome that? Like, I am heartbroken. I am stuck about this. And I'm telling you right now, you got to then replace your understanding and let God show you with time and with, you know, more devotion with him. He'll show you in different stages that you go through why that betrayal had to happen. He'll show you what it needed to bring out of you in order for you to be prepared for the blessings and the new season that he's about to take you into. Because a lot of times we have to realize that suffering and certain betrayals are necessary. I know it sounds crazy, but they are necessary in order to get us to be able to have space and preparation mentally and wisdom to receive what God is about to give us. A lot of times the blessings and the inheritance that you've been praying for, it won't come until somebody unfortunately backstabs you. It won't come until somebody breaks your heart. It won't come until you've gone through something where you've had to depend on God like no other. And it sounds weird, like, why do I have to suffer just for God to bless me? But what I've learned about suffering, what I've learned about heartbreak, especially in friendships, is that I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful that they almost showed their true colors. I'm grateful that I almost experienced that heartbreak. I'm grateful that we no longer serve each other in this season, because had that person stayed in my life, God wouldn't have been able to show up the way he's showing up right now. I wouldn't be able to have the peace that I have right now. I wouldn't be able to have the wisdom that I have right now. I wouldn't be able to be a better friend to the people that he has designated to stay in my life. So let's talk about that. Another big benefit of overcoming friendship heartbreak is that once you really analyze through therapy, through reflection, through time spent with God, once you really analyze, okay, what could I have done differently? Based off my own process, based off of really replaying the friendship back. What could I have done differently? Because it's easy to point the finger on what the other person did and what they said. And like, oh, I can't believe that, they did this, or that they walked away from me. But when you really allow yourself the maturity to sit down and process what you could have contributed to the breakup, you really allow yourself a gift to truly understand, like, man, I could have done that differently. I could have done that differently. And guess what? The benefit of it is you get to show up better to your current friendships, because man, I could have really handled this person differently. I could have been more present. I could have checked in on them more. I could have been less selfish. I could have really supported them better in any kind of way. Like, if I could do it differently, I would have done that, right? And once you get to really say that to yourself, which I think is a beautiful thing to process, you get to show up better to the friendships you have currently. I know for me, the biggest gift is that I cherish the friendships. Although I don't have a lot of friends, I cherish the few friends that I have now in my life because of the heartbreaks that I have gone through. Like, I cherish them way more. And it's not that I didn't cherish them in a serious way before, but I cherish them way more now because I realize why God has allowed them to remain in my life. And I also realize, that they really see me for real, that they understand me, that they were actually meant to walk with me through things that I thought the people that left my life were meant to walk with me for. Another big thing that I also process through overcoming friendship heartbreak is that God will remove anybody that you hold to a higher standard than him. Anybody that you treat almost as an idol. I know a lot of friends from my past that are no longer in my life. They were almost an idol to me. Like, I clinged on to their advice almost as Bible. Not that their advice wasn't good. Not that their advice was harmful. It's just I clinged on to their advice so much that it almost drew a wedge between me and God. It took away time that I should be spending going to God about a certain thing that I mostly only go to this specific friend about. And when God notices that you almost elevate a certain friend to that high regard, he sees the danger in it. He sees that he has no space to actually guide you properly. He has no space to be the Lord and Savior of your life, to even show you how to be a light to the person that you are idolizing. Because how in the world you are going to show the love of God? How in the world are you going to give God to that friend if you only take their words higher, to a higher regard than you take God's? Like, how in the world is that going to happen? I mean, if you really think about it. One thing about God, he is a jealous God. He is jealous over you. He wants to spend time with you. He wants you to come to him first. He loves that you have friends that you can go to, but he wants to know that that he means so much to you, that you hold your time with him. You hold his confirmation. You hold his guidance as priority. And once I showed God that he was a priority more than my friends, it allowed me to have healthier friendships. Let's just say that. And I know that for me, I don't think that with certain friendship breakups, I don't think it's meant for you to all the way get over it. I think there's going to be a part of you that's going to probably always grieve the friendship. There's going to be a part of you that's going to always reminisce and say, man, if this person was still in my life, like, where would we be? What would we have experienced that we, haven't been able to? Like, what would it have been like? How would we have evolved had they stayed? So you're going to have those moments. But I think in that time of reflection, always know that God would not remove anyone from your life that is a direct reflection of his will for you. He's not going to remove somebody that is going to elevate his will. He's only going to remove people who are not meant or created for the seasons that he's taking you to. It is okay to have temporary friendships. It's okay to have friendships that are just meant for a season. And if anything, like, instead of thinking about those past friendships as a negative memory, thinking of it as, like, anytime you think back on that friendship, smile about it. Like, have joy about it. Have joy about really what you became as a result of that friendship. Think back on, the fact that you and this person had great times, and that you actually have memories that really made you better. Another one thing I want to end it with is that I truly challenge you to pray for the people who are no longer in your life. Pray for your ex-friends. Like, pray for them. Pray for them in the same regard as you pray for the ones who are still in your life. Like, another way that I overcame it is I would just pray for them. I would say out loud, like, I love this person. I still love them. I pray for their children. I pray for their future relationships. I pray for their businesses. I pray for their prosperity. I pray for their health. Like, any moment that I think about them, I just immediately pray for them. Or any moment that God puts them on my heart, I pray for them. Because I don't want every time I think of them it to be a bitterness, because that's only going to make my heart cold. That's only going to hurt me in the long run. So I had to realize, like, every time I think of that past friendship, I'm going to pray for that person. And I'm going to pray for them in the same regard as if they were still in my life. Like, I'm not going to pray for them less because, you ain't really my dog no more. No. I'm going to pray for them in the same way, because I know that my assignment to them now is to go to spiritual warfare for them from afar. Because they got a chance to have me in their life, they're going to always have a prayer warrior from afar. Like, if me and you have ever been friends before and we are no longer friends, if you ever wonder what I'm saying about you or what I think about you, just know I'm praying for you from afar. I am praying for you from afar. I am going to spiritual bat for you. I am saying, devil, you can't have her. Devil, you can't have him. Because I know that God has a plan for your life. I know that you are headed for greatness. That just because I'm no longer in your life, like, I truly believe that my prayers are being heard by God, and he is covering you and protecting you as a result of what I prayed, and that he is enlarging your territory as a result of what I prayed. So I'm telling you, praying for ex-friends will free you. It will give you freedom that you would never expect it. And I'm going to end it with this scripture. It's coming from the Message version, and I love it. I'm going to read it in two different versions. So the Message version in Proverbs 18:24 tells us that friends come and friends go, but a true friend sticks by you like family. So what that's really telling us is really what this video is all about, is that the friends that come and the friends that go, that's normal. It's okay to have friends in and out of your life. It doesn't mean you're a bad person because you've experienced different friends. It's almost necessary for your journey to have gone through different type of friends. It's necessary. It's okay. But a true friend that is designated in God's will, a true friend that God has sent to really walk with you in every season, they stick by you like family. Like my day ones, and you know who you are. You family. You're not just my friend. You're not just my bestie. Like, you are family. If you were still in my life, you are family. If we've been knowing each other for all these years, you're family. If you're a new close friend of mine, you're family. Because if you are meant to walk with me in the season that I am in now and future seasons, God has allowed you to be family to me. He is giving you as a gift to me as family. And I cherish that. I cherish anybody that God has given me as family. I really do. And then I want to read it from the ESV version. I want to read it from that version because I like what it says. Proverbs 18:24. In the ESV version, Proverbs 18:24 tells us, a man of many companions may come to ruin. So it's saying if you got many companions, if you got a lot of friends, it may come to ruin. So God may tear that whole thing down, okay? But there is a friend. But there is a friend who sticks closer than a brother. So that tells me two things from that version. Is that not only is the friends that he's allowed to stay in my life, not only are they like family, but I have a true friend in Christ. That God is truly the best friend you'll ever have. If you have a relationship with Jesus Christ, it's one of the best friendships you will ever experience. It's the greatest friendship you will ever experience. In order to be the best friend that you want to be to the friendships that you are in right now, you got to have a friend with, the greatest of all time, and that's Jesus Christ. Like, I am so glad that I have a best friend in Jesus. I'm so glad that he loves me as much as he does. I'm so glad that he covers me, that he gives me the 411 on people when I ain't expect it. I'm so glad that he removes people when I know I wasn't going to remove them. I'm so glad that he knows and sees things that I can't see. I'm so glad that he looks out for your girl, that he does the fighting for me. I don't got to fight these battles. He truly is my best friend. And when you find a friend in Jesus, it will truly be the best thing that ever happened to your life. So I hope that you enjoyed this video. Go ahead and like, subscribe, share this with somebody who's experiencing friendship heartbreak. Share this with somebody who just needs to be encouraged that it's okay to have your heart broken, but just know that God is putting it all together. I love you so much, family. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for coming back. Thank you for really going on this journey in February with me. I just can't wait to really just embark on this new journey with you. I'm so excited, and I love you guys. Have a good day.